I'm setting the halachas of Nita.
Hey everybody, it's Rabbi Rabs, and we're broadcasting to you tonight live from the House of Rabs. Give yourselves a round of applause for tuning in tonight, everybody. It's going to be a big show. To my right is my co-host, the very holy Levi Ben Avraham, aka Luke Ford, looking very dashing with the hat and the black shades. You'll recognize him as such. It's going to be a very hot night. Temperature here in Pico Robertson is about 95 degrees with the hot stage lights on. It's about 125. We have no air conditioner on because we don't want to disturb the recording quality. So it's going to be a hot one in here, folks. You have a water to your right, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get rid of the music. All right, enough of that. All right. We have two people already in the chat room. It's only 7:01 and two people showed up. That's pretty good on Jew time. DJ Dandy, say hello. Say hello to DJ Dandy. He's a new person. He's from back east. He's from Passaic. And, of course, Henry's here because it's 7, and he's always on time. Okay, so we're waiting for D-Medic. He's a little late tonight. We were going to talk about something. When he gets in there, we're going to talk about something. But in the meantime, we can talk about, lots to talk about. Where is it? Oh, I lost it. Isn't that great, Levi? Isn't that great? Oh, here it is. Last week we did a show. Did we not?
We did.
We did. And we have a viewer, do we? Who's been like very loyal to us for the last year. And by the way, we've now gone the entire year.
Was Shalach 1 year anniversary?
No. Tonight's Korach. Next week is Chukas, and we started on Parashat Chukas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how about a big round of applause for us tonight, huh? We made it 1 year and we didn't kill each other, which was pretty good, you know? I was pretty surprised. I thought that by now, you know, somebody would have taken a contract out on the other person and taken over the show for themselves.
Well, Torah scholars increase peace in the world.
Oh, is that what's happening?
I read that in my Siddur.
Oh, really? But what about you? Okay, I'm just teasing you. All right, so we've had a few dedicated viewers along the way, and one of them is a guy named a mensch named Greg, and he wrote in on your blog this week. He wrote a question to us, and he wanted it answered on the show. And he said, "So I'm wondering what your observations are in respect to the middle-aged divorced Orthodox who is trying to get remarried and runs out of possibilities in the Orthodox community. I mean, they're really hard on the luck. You know, they tried Frumster, see you at Sinai. They dated all the potential people in their community where they live. They made a few trips to Passaic. They've been to Brooklyn. They can't find anybody to get married to. What are they going to? You know, they've even went to like Limud LA for a weekend, right? I mean, they've even tried that, right? You know, they've even went to some kissing party or something for Valentine's Day.
Cuddles party.
Cuddles party. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So they're trying to get remarried, and they run out of possibilities in the Orthodox community, and then is open to the possibility of a relationship with a goy.
I think he meant with a guy.
No, I think he meant it with a goy.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a goy guy. Do you ever think about that? Could have been both. Okay. So the person starts looking at non-Jews because there's no Jews available to them, and the hope is that in the back of his or her mind that the goy would convert and become a Jew. What happens in that situation, right? And why was he asking this? Because last week we were talking about what that reminded him of this? No idea. All right, very good. So, yeah, and he writes in blah, 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 blah. So here's the thing on that.
He wrote into a couple of posts I made about what's it like to set foot in an Orthodox synagogue for the first time.
Oh, I see.
So by this woman who's interested in converting to Orthodox Judaism who emailed me.
Right. Okay. So all right. So you have somebody who's in a frum community, and they ran out of women. There's nobody for them to marry. Hey, I think that both of us can kind of relate to this at some level. Me more probably than you. I'm in a specific category that unfortunately there just aren't any women who qualify in my category for me to marry. So what am I going to do? and I've had this exact question. I asked my own rabbi, what year are we in? 7 years ago I asked him this. I said, okay, you know what? I've been through the whole, they say, there's more fish in the sea. Well, I fished out the entire ocean. There's no fish left. All the fish are back on the shore now, stinking up on the sand. There's nothing left in the sea. Now what? Now what? And that's...
Is that when he gave you a heter mahira?
To sell something? A heter mahira? What? You don't even know what you're saying and you're laughing. Are you on Valiums or some shit? Okay. So what do you do then? What do you do when there's no one for you? And basically, there's no answer to that. The answer is, there's no fix-all. There's no... Judaism doesn't have a safety net. Torah, assumes... Torah only works for the 99% that fit into the mainstream and everything's going good for them. It says, Shmoneh Esrei l'chuppah. When you're 18, you get married, right? And you marry another girl, or another person who's your age, 18 or whatever, and boom, you tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, you run through life, and you spit out your 12 kids and everybody's happy. But what about the person who doesn't fit in and they're on the margins? They're on the 1% on both sides. And
I wouldn't know what it's like to be on the margins. Would you?
No, you're dead center mainstream. It's annoying having to do a show with somebody who's just everything is just so mainstream
right
with
down
them.
the middle.
So normative. Do something. Shake it up, lady, once in a while. Shake it up.
Shake it up.
Talk about sex for once, just
Chas
for once.
v'shalom.
Never mind. It's
Chas v'halila.
I know his Seventh-day Adventist upbringing keeps him from ever talking about sex. It's bad. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what am I yapping about here? So if you're on the margins, you're way on the margins, what do? Torah, doesn't even talk about people who are way out there. It only, really, it handles, the people in the middle. But if you're, way on the outside, in the diamond lane, or, what do? It doesn't help you. So, my rabbi really never did have an answer for that, because there is no answer. So, Greg, my answer to you is there's no answer. If somebody really can't find anybody, you're on your own. It's like you work for the CIA. You know what I mean? And they send you out into some godforsaken place, and then they just say, "Dude, you're on your own getting home."
But if you're an Orthodox Jew, you're never on your own if you're a member of a community. So if you improve your relationships with the community, then you have more people who are looking out for you, looking to make shidduchim for you.
Okay, wait a minute.
Looking to set you up. And so those connections can go all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So
fine.
There may be a woman in Kazakhstan who's the number 3 hooker in all of Kazakhstan.
Way to get a Borat reference in right away.
and they tell you, hey, Rabs, why don't you go to Kazakhstan? You can be the star of the ceremony, the running of the Jew.
Yeah.
And I'll introduce you to my sister. She's the number 3 hooker in all of Kazakhstan. And she's Jewish. And she wants to be Shomer Mitzvot. And so if you're connected with your community, then you have all sorts of people looking out for you. They'll say, oh, I've got a cousin in Argentina. She's blind in one eye, but she's very enthusiastic. Whoa, that was a big picture of a woman that you've got on your computer. That's hardly sneers.
She's okay.
And also if you have money, then the easier it is to open up possibilities. People will look at you a second or a third time if you have money, or if you have prestige, or
money talks in Judaism, huh?
If you're honored in the community and everybody loves you and respects you and they want to see you happy, then a lot more possibilities open up. But if you're a marginalized person, if you've got no money, if you've got a scandalous reputation,
if you were involved in porn,
if you're right on the porn industry, then because you've burned your bridges with your community, because your name is a dirty word in the community, because many rabbis and other Orthodox Jews recoil at the very mention of your name, then you're going to have a lot harder time getting married, because Orthodox Judaism is centered